you founded the company with an intention to give back or to raise money for a particular cause. Can you share what that is with us? And then I want to kind of dig into like how you figured out how much of the proceeds and sort of the nuts and bolts of the process.
Well, I think when we kind of decided what would be the cause, it was very natural. One thing that we did notice was there aren't a lot of charities that really support and give visibility to the Asian community,
Mm.
particularly here in the United States. Our culture, treats that demographic in a much different way than what I experienced growing up. We had 8, 10 people sitting at the dinner table, lunch table every single day with, all of our cousins and grandparents. And it was just sort of more of a connected and, we all took care of each other. And then you'd come back home to the States and it just felt so different.
Yeah.
And when we kind of deep dove into what organizations were out there, there are very few. I mean, hardly any.
Yeah.
We did identify an organization called OATS that they're affiliated with AARP, Older Adults Technology Services, that help teach older aging adults to kind of learn technology, stay in touch, learn skills and programs that help keep them employable. That piece was really important to us just based on a personal story. I watched my father get laid off at 60, 61 years
Mm.
old, and he had built and sold a company and was not, and that's not how he expected to go into retirement, and sort of you know tried for a few years to find work, and continually lost out on job opportunities to younger people and faster people. Not that he wasn't qualified, because he had a huge resume and tons of experience. I just think that optically it wasn't really the direction a lot of companies wanted to take, and so he ended up moving back to Italy, where he could kind of enter into early retirement, maybe explore a couple you know final projects, and just be there with his family. And there's of course tremendous amount of support with healthcare and things like that, and
Yeah.
be a little bit more closer to his roots. So it was just hard to watch, I think. And you see that I think more and more with people struggling to maintain work and find work over the age of 55. So we would love, as we grow, to be able to claim and really own that we employ 25% of our team and staff over the age of 55, to really make sure that they're a part of something, and also a part of something new. I think it
Mm.
brings a revitalization to their life and kind of reinvigorates their inspiration to be a part of something that's starting up, and also to learn some new things. Um, so we're excited about that. I think we contribute a different amount every year to oats directly, kind of just depending on how our business is and what we can raise. Also, we
Yeah.
we give a percentage of proceeds on sales on certain days of the year, and so it kind of varies. Again, I think more than anything, what we really want to invest in for next year is the awareness piece and the visibility piece, and finding partners who can work with us to tell stories. So really allowing more voice into that space,
Yeah.
and profiling people who are like really up to things in the world, that are of an age that you wouldn't expect, that have really been able to break those boundaries and sort of those judgments of what those age people can and can't do.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I just kind of want to dig into this a little more because there are so many mission driven businesses who sort of start and say, we're going to give a specific percentage to, this charity. And I think it's hard in the beginning to say, this is the amount and this is the percentage because CPG is difficult. CPG is expensive. And depending on how you grow and how quickly you grow, giving away even 1% of your revenue can amount to a lot, right? Can really affect your cash flow.
Yep.
If you say you're giving away 1% of profit, there might not be profits for, a little while. So I think it's interesting the approach that you took where it seems like you're not making a statement of like this is a percentage, but you're offering transparency on specific days when sales will, when the proceeds from those sales will go to oats, which I think is a really kind of cool way to do it, which provides both flexibility to your business and sort of the financial piece, but also remains committed to giving to the community that you're trying to support.
Definitely. And I think, no matter what, we give something,
Yeah.
whether we're having a great year or not great year, we will always give something and we'll find creative ways to make it happen. And again, I think that next year, as we head into kind of looking at other partnerships outside of oats or ones that can also collaborate with us in return in a way that we can
Yeah.
kind of piggyback on each other, I do feel like we can make a much bigger impact and find other even local organizations that we can have a more high touch relationship with and make a bigger impact with here locally in Los Angeles. There's a lot of ideas I have brewing for next year. There's only so much time in the world, but I do feel really excited about some of the things that we do have coming up for next year, both from an awareness and visibility point of view, but also a financial contribution point of view.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you